Let's talk about the live stream, man. I personally am not happy, obviously. You can see my reactions up on YouTube. I want to talk about the reality of the situation and the overall my thoughts, and I think the correct way, at least, to look at it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really do think I'm right in this sentiment. Yes, the game is not dead. The game is not going to die. Dead to me. Done playing it. For a anniversary patch, there's no content. There's nothing to do. There's too many games. There's tons of things to spend money on, and one story quest. I don't know how people are interpreting saying that you don't like the game as doom posting. Well, let's talk about it. This video is not doom posting. If you think this is doom posting, you're just stupid. You're stupid. And if you're defending the casters thing, you're just stupid. You're lost. You can log off. I don't care. I see a lot of people saying there's a lot of good with this patch, and that if it wasn't for the Castros passive, this would be a good anniversary. I disagree. I think there are some good things for this patch, absolutely, but it's still lacking severely. They didn't fix the game with a lot of things, and it's just weird to me how like people are just so forgetful of all of the criticism that a lot of people had a patch or two ago, just because, spoiler alert, in 3, 2, 1, just because a variant of trivia is gone doesn't mean that they made the game better, right? There's no skip button. Story is still whack. The dialogue is still bloated, and Asterisk is coming in is just super negative. They plan on introducing more people with passives as due to the fact that they created a new UI for it. Like, giving away 30 free pulls and 2 free 5-stars immediately should not overshadow this. Granted, I think the fact that they're giving 2 free 5-stars in the form of either a Ron May or a Luocha, whichever your choice is, I think that's really dope. I think that's really good. I think that's positive. Both really solid units. And Luocha, I think, is actually potentially might get better. Someone told me in my chat because the new boss might be good for him. I don't know. But we all know Ron May is good. E1 Ron May is good. But outside of that and 30 free pulls, like, what is there? A really shitty PvP minigame? The story patch that apparently supposed to be quote unquote fixed, where I just don't think they're going to. 2 characters that are just fucking dumb busted. You know, they're saying they're gonna buff these older units. How are you buffing Silver to compete with the Naxa? Jingliu might get a buff. I mean, cool. I guess we'll have to see exactly how this works. But I feel like the stream was provided with a lot of fluff, a lot of bullshit, a lot of here's so many free things and here's so many cool incentives that we've done to make it look like we're changing to cover the big problem. And yes, the game's not dying. People can still play it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with people playing it. Again, I think the problem is when you villainize people. You guys understand this. The shop of, like, let's say, for example, the one main point of contention, I'm seeing a lot of people saying, well, you know, don't you think the new losing 50-50 is really cool? No. And I'm so happy Genazot said this, because I said the exact same thing before I was lurking in a stream for a couple minutes. People are like, oh, you know, it's really cool. You can pick 7 out of 10 characters for the 50-50 loss, and eventually they'll add more. It's like, dude, it's fucking Sealy. Like, what? Like, even when you lose a 50-50 now, they added 3 units, Sealy and 2 others. I don't even fucking remember off the top of my dome, but it's like, you can't even pick the character you lose. It's a pool of characters. So out of those 7, 5 of them are still standard, and so you could potentially still lose to those standard units or to a character you don't necessarily want. People are like, well, that's not that bad. Bro, Hoyo created the 50-50 system. They created the bad system that is leaked over into all these other gacha games, and so their response is, well, you know what? Let's lighten the blow a little bit. You have a probability of 1/7 of getting the character that you want. It's like, why? Like, what the fuck? Like, why are you praising that? I would praise it if I could specifically pick that character. If I could specifically pick Sealy, I'd be like, hey, man, you know what? I spent $150. I lost, but I was able to pick the character I could lose to. That is not it's a change that someone will take and make it eventually better, because Hoyoverse is too fucking stupid to do it. You're looking at this whale shop. Oh, well, if you lose your 50-50 with two characters that you have S6 of already, you'll be able to then buy another character. But it's just standard characters and like 3 other units at the moment. It's like, what are we looking at? I just double checked it. So it's Sealy, Blade, and Fushuan. Listen, guys, those are the people that you could lose your 50-50 to, and I don't know, man. I feel like we're at this weird spot where just people want to find any reason. And I mean, listen, it is what it is at the end of the day, right? And with the ticket that you can trade in, the store items, it looks like it's the Ron Man de Luocha that you can trade in once you lose your 50-50s. But at the end of the day, like, guys, this is it doesn't help you. Like, how many average players are there's no proof. We have no proof of there's no proof. So someone's like, well, you'd be surprised how many people have an S6 Himiko or an S6 Bailu. It's like, congratulations, bro. You saw your streamer who has it, man. I know people that play the game every single fucking day. They don't have any S6 character. I know some people that have a bunch. It varies. This is not a universal system that's going to really change the game or change the climate and the culture of the video game. You know, they fucked up Penacony so bad they didn't realize we have to go back and we have to try to add something new because there was no consequences. I'm happy they're trying to finally address that. I have no faith that they'll address it positively. It's like they're sprinkling in all of these positive systems, quote unquote positive, that are not really positive, especially at the moment in the time. People's whole thing is, well, wait and see what happens maybe 7 months later when fucking they add a Acheron to the exchange program, right? And it's like, what about today? What about today? What about tomorrow? You're telling me that this is cool right now because you can get your Sealy from a 50-50 and you could swap your dupes for a Luocha or a Ron May, like after you spend X amount of dollars. Like, I don't understand the logic behind it. I think there is no logic behind it. And the reason why Castress is so bad is because of the fact that, yes, her passive itself is not the biggest deal in the world, but it shows the intent of Hoyoverse. We're going to get to the point where you're going to need more than 4 characters on a team for the content to be suitable. And realistically, you can only play with 4 characters, but you're going to need a Fate character who's going to give you a speed boost, an account wide speed boost, and then this other character. And it's like we're on this path where it's like, I don't know, man. I'm literally baffled by the community. Maybe I expected more, but yes, no, the game is not dying. They're gonna make more money, and that is the problem. I'm quitting it. I'm done. I don't want to play the game. I'm good. I'm good. Maybe I'll log in every now and then to shit on it and make a meme out of it. But like, I'm not spending money. I'm not playing the fucking game. I don't have any Hoyo games installed on my computer at the moment. And I think if we want to try to spin this that this was a good live stream with crazy good positive things, I think we're just being really silly. And you are allowed to have your opinion. I really don't care, and I'm not going to shit on people. Again, I don't think you should shit on a pokey. I don't think you should shit on a box for wanting to play the game, right? Those guys probably, I believe, again, to my knowledge, said that the passive is bad. Cool. Kudos to them. Kudos to them. Absolutely. But to pretend like this might be an 8 or a 9 live stream when it was 30 minutes of lore dump and spoiling the fucking story, and then 5 to 7 minutes of just speed running through the no content. That, the reason why they had to talk about lore for 30 minutes is there is no content. They are providing you with good quote unquote things to do for the game to cover for the bad tactics, and even these quote unquote good changes are not good changes. These are problems they've fucking created themselves, and now they're looking for a solution, and the solution is a more monetization. So I don't know, man. My thoughts are is that I think the community's cooked. Straight up, I'm like slowly getting burnt out, and it's for situations like this because this is just crazy. But with that being said, those are my thoughts. See you in the next one.